What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Real Bodybuilding Podcast. This is episode 197, and I'm here with Niall Darwen.
Yeah.
All right, man. Listen, you have been on everybody's radar for a while now, and you won the Tampa Pro earlier this year, and you're at the Olympia, and I think you're gonna make some noise this year. I'm excited to see what you're bringing. How are you feeling? How's your prep going?
Really, really good, man. It's been a really good prep. Compared to last year's Olympia as well, I'm feeling a lot more confident, a lot more sort of, it's weird to go to an Olympia like relaxed, but
Yeah,
because I know that me and my coach we've been like so in sync, and my progress has been like at a faster rate than it's ever been. My presentation and everything, I'm just really, really happy with where I'm at. And I've not done that many shows. So, like
yeah,
as I'm getting to that point, I'm a little bit more comfortable with stage. Like the
yeah.
Olympia last year, that was the seventh time I've ever been on a bodybuilding stage. So like I still feel like it still felt
You're
kind of
new.
new to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And now I've done a couple more now. So like, and then just getting used to being on stage with guys that you used to watch on YouTube and follow on Instagram and stuff, like, and actually competing and beating some of them. It's like now the sort of um that like new feeling has passed, and I'm properly ready to compete. You know what I mean? I'm not just there for
Yeah.
fun.
Niall, how old are you?
I'm 27, man.
Oh fuck, man, you're making really, really great progress early on in your life. So your first time at the last year was your first time at the Olympia. When you went into the Olympia, obviously, like you said, you're seeing all these guys that you see in the magazine, or not in the magazines, but online and all this stuff. And when you went there, did you go there kind of with the attitude that you were just kind of trying to get your feet wet, just kind of see what
Uh,
it was about?
it was a little bit, yeah, a little bit of that. I did have my own personal goal. I just wanted to place because there's like 60 guys, right?
Yeah.
So like, if I can place, then that means that I'm on the right track. I got backstage and I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, I must have been smoking crack to to think that
When you say place, you mean top 10 or top 15?
the top 15, just
Top
just
15.
get a number that's an actual number.
Right, right, right. 60 guys is crazy.
Yeah, 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 man. It
And you know
was
what's funny? Like I've seen some classic shows, and like a lot of guys have good shape, man. It's hard. Like I can
yeah,
imagine what it's like being a competitor when you walk back there with 60 guys, because bodybuilding is a little different because
yeah,
you grow as like you age. Like the older you like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like when guys start competing, they get their early 20s, late 20s, mid 30s, they kind of peak in their mid 30s.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you walk backstage, you can kind of see the veterans that have been around for a while, the guys who are coming up. There's like a hierarchy a little bit.
Yeah,
But I feel like in classic, and you're a perfect example of this,
yeah.
you're 27 years
It's
old
so,
and
it's
you're,
so fast, right?
yeah, you're knocking on the door because there's not like the size, you're not playing a size game. It's more of a
Oh, of course,
shape
yeah, yeah.
game. Right.
Mhm.
So now you're coming into the Olympia and you have expectations.
Yeah.
What are those expectations?
First call out. I never like to
Oh,
personally say exactly
yeah.
that. It's just like it's my own sort of thing until my the job's done type of thing. But yeah, I do
Right.
expect. I've expected to be in the first call. I mean, I was one placing away last year. I was
Right.
literally like, sorry, two places away. Like, if I was a slight bit better, then I would have been there. And obviously at Tampa, the guy who was ninth, I beat him, and it was
Okay.
pretty good difference on the
We're
scorecard.
talking,
So that
is that Managate?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Mateus. Yeah.
So
So
you,
like
so you beat him last year. He was ninth. What place were you?
I was 11th.
You were 11th. Okay.
Mm,
So you beat him now. So your expectation is to be in the top 10. But
yeah,
the first call out is six guys, isn't it?
I think it's eight in classic usually.
Oh, they do more
Yeah,
guys. Okay.
yeah,
So you're expecting to be in that top eight.
yeah,
I could see that, man. Let's show everybody, you know what, for people, my audience might be more bodybuilding centric like I
mm,
am. So I'm going to show people I'm learning more about classic. I actually really, really enjoying like your
yeah.
guys,
It's
your guys' side of the sport.
very competitive, man.
Dude, this is a wild physique, like crazy fucking shape, like, and almost like, do you feel like that was a perfect peak for you?
Close enough, yeah. Last minute couple things like I had to replace my very last meal before I went on stage, and I think that's why I was a little bit shaky.
Right.
But yeah, like in general. the way me and Callum do things, peak's like literally the least of our problems.
Your shape is wild, man. Like, what do you think it is that you have to do to get into that first call out? What do you think? What do you think would be holding you back if there was something holding you back?
Well, I knew it was a little bit more back thickness. I
Right,
spoke to Tyler afterwards.
right,
Bigger arms, and then he was mostly just some presentation things like my side chest. I needed to adjust sort of my leg positioning, and the
right.
same with my back double. But I added so much muscle from the Olympia to then that it's like, when you're posing and you get bigger quite quickly, you sort of lose
Yeah.
how the pose feels, right? You're making up for it in size. So yeah, like just working on those kind of adjustments and then being able to present them properly was just like the kind of things I needed to do.
Well, you kind of, I mean, you kind of said it at the beginning of the podcast. This is only your seventh show.
Yeah, yeah.
So listen, I've had some guys on the podcast like Urs and Logan and Terrence, and I've had these guys on. They spend, it sounds like all day posing.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that also like, is that what you're doing? Like, especially since you're kind of newer, are you spending like all your
Yeah,
time?
so the closer I get to the show, by the end, I'll be posing like 6 times a day. Uh,
Really?
yeah, man. Yeah,
So you're kind of like posing after every meal.
yeah. Basically,
Holy shit. But I mean, it pays off because I noticed something when Urs, and I've said this before on the podcast, so people that are listening are probably hearing me say it over and over again. But when Urs switched to open,
yeah.
I noticed that his presentation was just light years better than everybody else's.
Mhm.
So, all right. So first call out, can you tell me who's in that first call out with you? Who are you expecting to be there?
So if it's 8 guys, I'm expecting Mike to be there. I'm expecting Terrence to be there. I'm expecting Ramon to be there.
Can you
Um,
teach me something about this? So I've been hearing about Mike and how he's 1.70 centimeters,
yeah,
but he heighted in at 1.73
yeah, yeah.
and he's getting all this extra fucking weight. Can somebody please explain to me what this means and how is he allowed to compete then? If he's
See, I mean, honestly, man, I'm gonna get killed for saying
I don't
this.
expect you to say anything bad. I don't know anything about
No,
it.
no, not for Mike, but the people that are like going out of the way to kind of expose it as much as possible, they're the Brazilians, right?
Oh,
And I
because
think it's
Ramon.
because they're worried. Yeah, they're worried about Ramon, right?
Right, right, right,
So,
right.
but I mean, obviously, I was there last year, and we all got heighted. We all got heighted on a live stream. So if Mike had cheated, everyone would have known about it.
I don't
But
think Mike cheated though.
exactly, he didn't.
I
That's what I mean.
no no no. I'm not blaming Mike.
Yeah,
I'm saying why are they hiding guys by their hair?
I don't know. I mean, I have big
And when
afro
you
as well, right?
and I have a question about that. When you go in, do you kind of leave it like a little poof here on purpose?
So I just get my hair braided the last minute because like when you have braids, like anything, even getting a tan and stuff will just mess them up, and I just want to look professional on stage.
Right.
But I've like no, it's not something where I've really done it to try and be taller because I'm barely in my weight class, my height class anyway.
Oh, you are.
I'm half a centimeter in there, so I can't get into the cap above.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see tomorrow, right?
So I have a question about that. That's got to be tricky for you. Like
Mhm.
Tyler's telling you, like you have crazy quads. Like your
Yeah.
quads are your best body part by far. But Tyler's telling you, hey, you got to bring up your back, and obviously he's saying that to match the quads, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So how are you going to add all that mass if you only have like half a
I
centimeter or
mean,
whatever?
so when he said that, so what he wanted that from the Olympia to Tampa.
Okay.
So for the Olympia, I weighed 227. For Tampa, I was 231.
Okay.
And yeah, he said to me, and he, when he puts the videos out on Instagram and the reviews, he was like, his back's made like a very, very significant amount of progress, and now it's like, it's only a little bit more thickness that he wants. It's not like I, need to
Right.
try and add like 5 pounds. So it's more about kind of being very meticulous with my training, like, where I'm going to add more volume or where I'm going to try and get stronger, and maybe other body parts where I'll kind of just maintain the development that I have. Because like you said, the weight cap, it's not like I can just,
Yeah.
if it's an open bodybuilding, it wouldn't matter if, as long as the body part's significantly better, the number on a scale doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, every show we have to stand on that scale and, weigh that certain number. So for me, it's just about being more and more refined as I,
Yeah.
get more advanced in my career.
What is your cutoff? So you're 231. What's the top?
So the cap for me is 234.
Okay, so you got 3 pounds. That's a lot of
Yeah.
tissue. That's a lot of tissue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because a lot of guys will what I'm starting to learn about classic guys is a lot of guys will end up growing to like
Yeah.
where they're ready at 238 and they'll come down
Yeah.
to make weight kind of thing. You
So
know what I mean?
I'm not there yet. Like
Yeah.
we can make weight in a week just with a little bit harsher dieting, like, a little bit less carbs and a
Right.
little bit less activity. We don't need the sauna, don't need diuretics or anything extreme. Like
Right.
it's obviously tiring, dropping that much weight fast, like to be in a cap, but I'm not at the point where it's like, I need to start considering, like, I don't not bring my best to classic. Like Urs
Right.
was saying that
Yeah, yeah.
to the point where he's prepping and it's not his best look. I'm not
Yeah.
there yet.
Do you think, and I hate to be the guy who's like a open bodybuilding guy only, but I have to ask you the question just because. Do you think there's ever a possibility that this crazy physique will end up in open? What's going on, guys? I have an awesome sale for you guys for Olympia weekend, and it's 25% off all Samson Dauda signature series, as well as my favorite shirt that we made, which is the game day jersey. I'm going to take you guys to hostile.com right now to show you guys the sale first. You go to supplements and you click on, say we're going to do some pre-workouts, right? So we go to pre-workout and we go to Samson Dauda's Bloodshot here or here. There's two different flavors. Click on that. This is the Roaring Grape. I love the flavor. Add that to cart. And then when you add it to cart, you're going to go agree to the terms down here. Checkout. Once you get to checkout, you're going to go to the discount code area and you're going to put Olympia 25. And we're going to apply that and we're going to get, it's going to mark it down from $52.99 to $39.75. Now, more importantly, I'm going to show you guys this. If you go to Brandwear and you go to Tops and Tees, right here, Hostile Game Day Jersey. This is my favorite shirt that we ever did. It's so comfortable. You could train in it, but it's also just like badass to wear. It comes in this gold and black, and it also comes in this red and black. So that's also 25% off. So guys, get to hostile.com right now. Olympia weekend, 25% off Samson Dauda signature series and the Hostile Game Day jersey. Get them while you can.
I think there's definitely a possibility.
Really?
Yeah.
That's got to be a UK thing. You motherfuckers go hard. Like you just want to keep
Man,
growing.
I mean, it's like, yeah, like I love the off seasons. I love the progress I make. I mean, when I was younger, I would have said no, but it's like I started this off season at 260 and I had lines in my glutes, like,
Yeah.
pretty good condition. So I'm like, okay.
Right.
And that was the shortest off season I had. I think it was 14 weeks
Right.
to get to that size. So it's like, imagine if I had longer or if I was focusing on open, I'm sure I could, bring some more size and keep the sort of things that, stand out, like,
Right.
obviously the quads, the waist and the shape that I have.
What?
But yeah, it's definitely a yeah.
What's your height? How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot, 183 centimeters.
I don't know the centimeters thing. How many feet?
Six,
inches?
6 foot. So literally
Oh, you're 6 foot.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, dude, you would kill in open bodybuilding. If you're like 260 on stage at 6 feet tall with your shape, you fucking kill everybody. Oh man, that's
I know I'm
exciting.
not the only one. Like seeing is definitely.
And listen, the other thing. Sorry to interrupt you real quick. You don't have to be as shredded in open either.
Yeah, yeah,
So you could probably right now you could probably go into 240.
yeah.
Get on stage.
Yeah, man. I've seen hers is definitely, he's made it more of a reality, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because obviously as well, being 6 foot, like I remember meeting Samson, I think it was 2023. And at that time I was like, I had just turned pro. So I was like pushing the food quite hard.
Right.
And he was like encouraging me to go to open and he's like asking me how much I eat.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's only 1,000 more calories for me. I was like, bro, 1,000 calories is so fucking much.
No, it's not that bad. 1,000 calories is no problem.
Man, I just can't do it with the food. Like, it would take me a while to get there. But I was looking at him, and obviously, you know what it's like. Like,
Yeah.
he was nearly, I think at the time I was 240 and he was like 330.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna give you some advice if you're gonna go to open, if that's like the way you're gonna go. Take your time
Yeah, yeah,
because you can train your body to add that extra 1,000 calories. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
if
yeah,
you start forcing food a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, you can actually train your body to eat 4, 5, 6,000 calories a day, right? But the problem is that beautiful physique you have with this
yeah,
tiny,
yeah,
tiny waist, that starts to blow out. It's done. And that happened to me
yeah.
because at 240, I had a nice physique, right?
Mm.
If you go back to Houston Pro 2009, you'll see like nice shape. But they're like, you got to get bigger. You got to, and I was in the era of size. Like my era was
Yeah,
like,
of
right?
course, yeah.
Like
Jay, right?
you got to get bigger. You got to get bigger. You got to get bigger. And I was like, fuck, man. So I end up 260 on stage, but I also like my lines kind of went away with
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
right? So all I would say is take your time.
Yeah. That's
It
how I've done things now. Like we've been at our own pace. I mean, like I said, when I turned pro, a bunch of my friends back home turned pro at the same time, and some of them had 2 seasons in the length of my one-off season.
right,
And it was kind of hard to watch, just like seeing everyone competing and doing this and that. But I was the first one to go to the Olympia out of everyone, and
right.
obviously place as well as I did, and then obviously
Yeah,
taking that time away, and so yeah, like I prefer the kind of just slow and steady approach. It
yeah,
seems to just make my physique much stronger on stage.
yeah. Well, I mean, the nice thing is too, there was no classic when I was competing.
Yeah, like
You can stay here and dominate
mm,
for as many years as you want to. I mean, you like you said, you still have like you can probably put on another 10 pounds and then like come down and
yeah,
make weight
like,
every year.
that,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you have a lot of room left. Niall, where are you from? What's your back? I don't want to keep you too long because
No, no, man, I'm good. I've got time. Don't worry.
the Olympia is in 2 days. I don't want
Yeah,
to, right? I'm trying to
yeah, no,
take your
don't
time.
worry. Yeah,
Where are you from? What's your background?
so I'm from the UK, Manchester,
Yeah.
like Northern England.
Okay.
But like ethnicity wise, my mum's side of the family's Caribbean, my dad's side of the family's white. So
Okay.
just black and white.
Okay. Okay. That's where the genetics comes from then.
Yeah, yeah. So like all the athletic capabilities came from my mum's side, and then I got a thin skin from my dad's side. So
Perfect. You're the fucking that's right. Caucasian dry, as James would say.
yeah.
Um, what did you do for work before bodybuilding? I'm always curious how people got into this. Like when did you start bodybuilding?
So so we have like college is a little bit different out there.
Yeah.
Sorry, back there, like we have college, then we have university.
Right.
So we finish education at like 17, 18. And like I was ready to leave by then, I was like, I can't do this anymore, man. Like I need to just start living.
Yeah.
And I worked like so many jobs, I kept getting fired because I didn't have any passion for it. Right.
It's the
Like
same way.
yeah, man.
I had like 16 jobs
Yeah, yeah.
before
I
I was
was gonna
25.
say I probably had like
Uh,
14 jobs just and
yeah.
I kept getting fired for like different reasons. I just didn't give a shit. I was like,
Yeah.
just pay me if I like my whole thing was like, if I die tomorrow, you guys are just gonna replace me immediately. So why would I
Right.
go up?
Right.
But yeah, so I was working different jobs and I remember specifically I'd been working out for like 1 or 2 years and then I was working this job in a factory and I was allowed 2 breaks. No, sorry, I wasn't allowed any breaks. So I would eat all my meals, as many as possible in the morning at 6 a.m.
What?
No, I started work at 6 a.m. So it was like 5 a.m. So I'm
Right.
eating like 2 meals, 3 meals at 5 a.m. And then I'm working 6 till 6. And then I'm eating more meals and working out. And I
Holy
got so
shit.
lean. I got so lean that people in the gym asked me if I was getting ready for a competition. And I didn't know like anything about it
Right.
at the time. So I was like, I watched a little bit of stuff on YouTube, but it was more like the influencer side rather than the
The
competing
bodybuilding side.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then eventually I signed up because I think I came across some random guy's video. It wasn't even like it was an amateur bodybuilder's YouTube video. And I found the same show and I signed up for it. Um, and then yeah, I put my like holiday notice in to take the time off work, right?
Yeah.
Manager forgot to like process it, so he thought I quit. So I went and did this show and won, and I came back and they'd replaced me already.
Oh my
So,
God.
so yeah,
Just like you said.
I started working in the gym after that. I was there for like 3, 4 years, and then when I turned pro, I just went self-employed with online coaching. That was 2022.
Right,
And
right,
then
right.
from there, it's built on my social media, and now it's like majority sponsors and stuff like that. I still coach a little bit, but that's kind of more to just keep me afloat type of thing.
How
Just like
long,
focus on
how
bodybuilding.
do you have a, do you, I coached for like 10 years
Yeah,
and it wasn't, I don't know if I had a passion for coaching. I did certain people, like, you know, you come
that's
across,
what I was about to say. Yeah, so
yeah,
certain people make like there's some experiences I have where I'm like, why the fuck am I still doing this? Like, let me quit right now. And then like later that day, one of my clients will just say something or show me some progress, and I'll be like, this is why I do it.
yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely like the passion comes from like helping a certain type of person, right? And
I feel like you're my, like you're me 15 years ago. I was,
yeah,
no, because there was people I would coach that had the same intensity that I had. And I don't just mean intensity for training. I mean, like they wanted to get all their meals right. They wanted to train their ass off. They had big goals. They wanted to do
yeah,
things. I really wanted to coach those people.
yeah.
And then there was people who were like, they would talk a big game, but they fucking wouldn't eat their meals.
Yeah, like
They
I've
would,
coached people who have like amazing sort of they have like really good genetics and the physique's like pretty good, and then it just won't get to a certain level
yeah,
because they can stay looking good,
yeah,
with like mediocre effort. And then I'll meet someone else with like the worst genetics in the world,
yeah,
and they know they can't compete, but they'll work their ass off and they'll get like really, really good results. And I'm like, damn man, these people should like switch genetics, because
yeah.
it's almost like unfair that way. But yeah, it's like definitely something where those kind of people just keep me going with the coaching, 100%.
Yeah, it's hard because I was gonna say I never had a passion for coaching, but I did.
Mhm.
Just depended on the person
Yeah,
because I can't, you know, coaches. I think actually some of the coaches I talked to are the same. Like when I talk to Ben or if I talk to Patrick Tour, if I talk to any of these coaches, they just fire. If somebody's not listening, they're just like, get out of here.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
going to coach anymore. Um, so you're coaching and you got sponsorships, and
mhm.
that's kind of like your deal now.
Yeah, yeah,
That's cool. I mean, how does it feel to be, you know, people sometimes mistake what we do as a competition only,
yeah.
and they
It's
forget.
I don't. I think maybe like 30 years ago, but
Yeah.
definitely
Well,
not.
but it's not it's not what I mean necessarily that you can make money other ways. I just mean
Mhm.
what I'm saying is when people think of Niall, they think, well, Niall wants to win the Olympia.
Yeah,
And if he doesn't win the Olympia, then his career was a failure.
mhm.
What they don't understand is we're making a living along the way.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like you're building a career, you're making money, you're doing all these things. And yes, you want to win the Olympia, but if you never win the Olympia, you're building a really good life for yourself.
yeah, man. I grew like I've never really talked about it, but we grew up pretty poor, and it was like a very rough upbringing for me.
Yeah.
So to be able to like fund my own life and like live a pretty good life by doing the thing I love, like I'll never take a day of it for granted
Yeah.
because like it doesn't matter like what kind of shitty day I'm having or how exhausted I feel. It's like, man, I literally get up, work out, and then work, in my house with my little dog right there on my phone and make,
Yeah.
like a really good living from it. Like I can never complain. So yeah, for me, like that's, and even as well, just like kind of meet the amount of people that I've inspired and, that I like supporters across the world. Like it's crazy to be in like different countries and stuff and have people come up to you. I mean, I did the Brazil show a week after the Olympia, and my connecting flight was in Portugal.
Right.
And the security at Portugal at the airport were like massive fans of me, and they're like
Yeah.
getting me to sign stuff and taking pictures. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is absolutely crazy, man.
Yeah. I
So far across the world.
that was one of my favorite things because we would
Mhm.
fly because I used to be sponsored by SciTech. And SciTech was based in Hungary and they were really, really big in Europe. So we would fly to Paris or fly to Barcelona or fly to like wherever we were go, whatever city we were going to. And the airport guys, because they all worked out,
Yeah,
always seemed to know me. They're like,
it's
ah,
crazy, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like kind of, and then it kind of feels good. You're like all over the world and you're like,
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
people know you from seeing you in like in ads and shit. And I was the same as you. We grew up, we had enough to get by. I'm not going to say we were like, we weren't homeless,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I didn't have like all the creature comforts of like,
yeah, of
other
course,
people.
yeah,
So yeah, it's and like you, I burned through so many jobs. I just I think I learned something about myself is like I don't listen to authority well.
yeah. I'm
So
I'm I'm a bit like that. I'm not 100% because I'll say like obviously I have sponsors so I can do it, but like if
yeah.
I don't have a passion for it, then yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but even if you have sponsors, that's still
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
same because
still no, no, of course, yeah,
it's kind of like you still have a lot of freedom. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
sponsors will be like, "Hey, we would need 3 videos a month," and
yeah, yeah, of
you
course.
kind of do it on your own
It's
time.
easy.
It's like,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's like it's not the same thing. And I think I knew when I was younger. I'm like, I have to be self-employed. I just
and yeah,
knew. I just
it's,
knew. I'm
it's
like,
meeting the people there as well. Like some of the people I met, I remember this one interaction that like I was working in like a shitty food factory, and the guy on the machine next to me, who like got to talking, and obviously I think I was 19 or 18, and like I said, I just finished college. He's like asking me what I want to do in my life and stuff, and I was like, I don't know, man, but like I can't stay here for very long. And he was like, yeah, I've been here since I was 17.
oh
I'm
no,
I'm definitely gonna quit soon. And I was like, how old are you? And he was like 33.
oh fuck
And I
that.
was like, oh,
That guy's not gonna quit. He's there forever.
he motivated me to like, I just walked out one day. And
Yeah.
like, he was an inspiration.
Dude, I quit a job. I had a job at a factory and it was the midnight shift. So it was
Yeah.
like midnight to like 7 or something, like midnight to 8, I can't remember. And or no, 11 to 7, that's what it was. And I wasn't sleeping right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was good money, this job. Good money, good pension. You had like all the benefits, but I wasn't sleeping right, so it was
Yeah.
fucking up my workouts.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I go 3 weeks in, I was like, I'm out of here. I quit.
Yeah. It's
Can't do it.
awful.
I was like, if it's fucking up my workouts, I can't do it.
Yeah. That was the same with me. Like they would always try. Like, I remember the supervisor was like, he's like jealous of me because I went to the gym. So he would do things to like hold me back so I couldn't go to the gym that day. Or like he'd be like, you need to move this thing by yourself that's like on wheels and it's like 400 kilos. So
Yeah,
I'm just too tired to work out. So eventually I was like, they're just trying to like, sabotage me
yeah,
just working out, which is weird. So fuck yeah, I'm leaving.
yeah. So how did it feel when you finally like broke free? When did you know? I guess when did you know? Because everybody has a point where they're
Yeah.
like, I know I can do this. I know I can make a living at it, and I know I can be successful. Were there multiple points, or was it like one major point where you were like, I know I
So
can?
yeah, there's one specific moment where around the time I was turning pro, I was like doing TikTok and YouTube and stuff and like really building up my social media. And I was doing a lot, like, I was just getting a lot of online clients
Yeah,
and I was still personal training. And I remember it would take me about 90 minutes to get to work every day. So, I'd wake up at like 3:30 a.m. Bearing in mind, I've been prepping since March. It was the end of September. So I'm about to do the Arnold UK as my pro debut. And I had to do 3 hours of cardio like every day. So I'm like 2 hours in and I just texted all my personal trainers. I was like, all my personal trainer clients, I said, guys, I'm done. If you want a refund, message me. If you want online coaching, like,
yeah,
we can sign up there, but like I'm fucking gone.
yeah.
I just got to that point and it was like I kind of realized I was like losing money going all the way there, paying the rent for the gym. And
Right.
I was like taking my PT hours down because I needed more time for my online clients and just to like, like practice my posing and sleep, right? Because the last couple of weeks of prep, when it's that long, you need like that rest. So it was like there and it was very scary. And I remember the first Monday where I didn't have to wake up because from when I finished school until then, every single Monday, the latest that I'd ever been up was 4:30. Other than
Right.
that, I'd either been up at like 3:30 or 4. And then I literally slept until 10 and I was like, this is fucking weird. I'm like, not losing any money from it. So,
Right.
like, obviously, like, my mum was very, very, I don't want to say harsh, but she taught me a lot of discipline and a lot of hard work and stuff. So for me to make that decision, it was like, it has to be like beneficial. I don't want to do it just because I like love the gym that much that I'm willing to not make money from it. Like I need to be in a good financial
Yeah.
position. really,
Yeah.
it was that patience. But yeah, that it was that specific moment, and then there was another moment which was basically when I came back from the Olympia last year. I was like, I did get pretty emotional about it because I was on a treadmill, and in my office back home we have like all the pictures on the wall of all the shows I've done,
Right.
and it's just like seeing me with like the Olympia logo in the back after all the years of like trying to graft to like turn pro and be able to build up my social media to get sponsors, like actually seeing it and just like being able to kind of structure my life and my days how I wanted was just a surreal feeling.
Right, man. That's fucking amazing. Yeah, I know the feeling when you're finally like, so that's financially, but competitively, was it the Olympia or was it a previous show or was it the Tampa? Like
Um,
when did you know competitively you're like, you know what? I can fucking make a run at this thing.
it was Toronto. That was my so I don't know if you're aware, but like the Arnold, I got last place and it fucking killed me, man. As an amateur, I won every show I did except one.
Oh,
So I
that's not
won
good.
the overall
Yeah.
every time, and then there was one show right before I turned pro. I got second, and then luckily I beat the guy when I turned pro. So like I didn't have any
Feel
kind
better.
of
Yeah.
yeah I was like he's a nice guy, but yeah. So from there, like going into the Arnold, it was like I wasn't expecting to win or anything, but I wasn't expecting to get fucking last place.
Did they overlook you or did you deserve last
Nah,
place?
man, I absolutely shit the bed. Like I
Why?
was sick. Like
Oh, you're sick. Okay.
I was just burnt out because, like I said,
Yeah.
I went from working to like full time coaching. I was like looking to move as well. Like my coach retired from coaching after he turned me pro, so I was working with someone that he'd referred me to for like 5 weeks, and it's not enough time. So it was
Yeah.
like it wasn't. I had no business doing that show, but I qualified. They give who the newest pro gets to do the Arnold.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not going to say no,
It's
right?
kind of
Like
it's an honor. Yeah. You can, yeah.
exactly. Like I was the one. Andrew Jacks won it, and like Martin was there, James was there. You had Wesley in classics. So it was like
Yeah.
I've got to do it. Like I've been watching these guys for years, but yeah, like getting last place and then having like a year and a half out.
Yeah.
And it's like a year and a half, I haven't beat a single pro. I haven't beat one.
Yeah.
And then, when prep finally came around, like I put my absolute all into it and then went all the way to Toronto and like won with a perfect score. And there was like 3 or 4 Olympians in that lineup at Toronto. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, like I'm on the right track type of thing.
Was there any point when you got your ass kicked? Sorry, I don't mean
No,
you're,
no,
I shouldn't have said
it's true.
it. Is there any point when you got last at the Arnold? I've had my ass kicked, so it's okay. I could. Was there any point where you were like after that, where you're like, maybe I should hang it up?
No, it was. I guess it's too soon, though, right? Like
Right.
I literally been a pro for like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
But it was more like it wasn't like should I hang it up, but it was like I mean, people would say it to me, like oh, you're gonna be able to do good things, but like people talk, right?
Yeah.
Like
Of course.
it's yeah. I mean, I remember I was my last sponsor in LA, like maybe 12 weeks out of the Olympia, and some kid walks up to me and he's like, "You're gonna beat Chris. You're gonna be Mr. Olympia." And I just looked at him. I was like, So it's like,
People would say that shit to me. They're like, "You're gonna
yeah,
win you're
yeah,
gonna win the Olympia." I'm like, "You have no
yeah.
idea what the fuck you're talking about."
But
But thank you. But thank you. I appreciate
yeah, that
the vote of
definitely.
confidence. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have that feeling, but it was more like a question of how good can I actually be, like
Right.
definitely. And like sort of is an off season that long? Like, is all this work that I'm doing, is it gonna pay off type of thing? Because it's a long time, to like have no results
Right.
in terms of placings. Like I said, a year and a half go by and I haven't beat anyone.
Dude, how excited are you to get on stage now? I mean, okay, so that all that time passed, you had you took last or whatever. Then you came back and you win with straight firsts.
Mhm.
And all fast forward now you're here. It's the biggest show of your life is 2 days away. And you seem very like chill. You don't seem like
I was
man,
gonna say, man, when I've made weight tomorrow and I'm eating food again, you know, no, for real though, it's like I think it sounds funny, but every show I've done so far has been like the stakes keep getting higher, right? So it's
right.
like and obviously, like you said, you know, like UK sort of mentality of like pushing for more progress and like always having something to
Yeah.
climb.
Yeah.
Like I realized when I was younger that I thrive in that kind of pressure, and like
Right.
I was made for that.
Dude,
Um, so yeah, like
I gotta
I'm
tell I gotta tell you something. If that's look, everybody has a gift.
mm,
And obviously your physique is structurally you're given like
yeah,
God given genetics are beautiful. But if you have a gift of like swallowing pressure like it's
yeah,
nothing,
yeah,
you're gonna kill in this sport.
yeah,
Because
man.
the guys listen, I've seen guys with amazing physiques. Okay. I'm not gonna name any names, but I'm talking like you know what, I will name names. So Cedric
Yeah, yeah,
McMillan, okay?
mm,
This guy, arguably, like back in my era, if you asked like Evan Senapani or you asked like some of the pros, they would be like, Cedric's got the most beautiful physique of all the
yeah.
pros, right?
I think when I got into bodybuilding was when he won that Arnold and he did the
Yeah,
speech. Like that was when
yeah,
I just got into it. Yeah,
right. So, but Cedric didn't have an easy time like pressure wise going on stage,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Because I think the pressure of everybody saying that his physique was the best in the world got to him.
It is definitely tough, man. Like honestly, going into that Brazil show, sorry, the Tampa
Yeah,
with Mateus, I was getting tagged in like 10 posts a day. His newest update versus my newest
right,
update,
right,
and you know, I'm reading the comments for a little bit. They're
right.
all Brazilian comments, right?
Yeah,
So you can
yeah,
imagine. I was like,
yeah.
"Fuck this shit, man!" Like, and at the end of at the end of the day, I was like, it doesn't change. Like what people say doesn't change what's going to happen. Like it's
No,
down to me and him,
right.
right? And I decided that I wanted that shit more. Like
Yeah,
I don't know how. I mean, he's you know we sort of like squashed our beef at the show. There wasn't any
yeah,
beef, but we wouldn't interact with each other until prejudging was done. And he had the same thing. You know, he said like he's got a massive amount of pressure,
right.
and I definitely related to it. But like, I kind of had this conversation with myself every morning where I was like, it doesn't matter. You've heard these kind of things about people saying you can't win. I remember people used to say I was too small to turn pro. People used to say I was too narrow. People used to say I wouldn't be competitive. And it's like, you know, you went to the Olympia and got 11th the first time out of 60. Like you proved everyone wrong.
Yeah,
You know, you proved everyone wrong at Toronto. You're going to prove people wrong at Tampa and you're going to prove people wrong and go to the Olympia again and do even better. And
right.
it's like, that stubbornness and that mindset, like I said, it definitely comes from my mum, 100%. But
Yeah.
it's like something that I've kind of turned into even more of a strength.
Dude, that's a gift. I got to ask you, being from the UK, because I'm from Canada, and you always feel like if you're from the UK or Canada or some other European country or Brazil or whatever, you always feel like you're from the outside looking into the US,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Everyone's trying to get to the US, you want to dominate the US, you want everybody in the US. So, does that also make you feel like you kind of got, I always felt like being from Canada gave me an extra chip on my shoulder.
I was gonna say exactly that phrase.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I get kind of hyped, you know, like fly out there,
yeah,
go beat
yeah,
fucking everyone, take the trophy back home. And I'm like, I'll see you guys next time I want to
yeah,
do it. Right.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, it's not like for me it was always just like I want you guys to know that I'm capable.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like
Like
you make people aware of yourself. You're like,
well,
okay, guys.
it's because in the US they just assume that their guys are the guys. Like
Yeah, yeah,
they don't really, now it's a little different with social media because like it's so worldwide that like everybody
yeah,
kind of knows everybody. It was different in like the magazine era.
yeah,
But
bro.
so you wanted to go to the US and be like, "Hey, I'm as good as your guys."
Yeah, that
Like
was
we
like me and Callum's plan, like from the
Yeah,
start. I still remember the phone call we had, and it was like, we're not really gonna prioritize competing in Europe or anything because it doesn't. I mean, you know, 99% of the time, the judges that are going to be at the Olympia aren't going to be in Europe anyway. You know, even the top guys are probably not going to be doing shows in Europe. So it's like, if you really want to know where you stand and you really want to make the, you know, the judges aware of who you are, and like even listening to Tyler in his feedback, it's like he was aware of me going into Tampa, whereas the
yeah,
Olympian, I still remember his face when I did my favorite classic pose at the Olympian. He's like, "Who the fuck is
yeah,
that guy?" type of thing, you
yeah,
know. But it's
yeah,
like yeah, like I definitely wanted to kind of go there and like make a statement. That's always been myself.
Well, listen, I'll give you a perfect example. There's always the US guys will go to Europe and compete,
Yeah,
but they're not always at their best when they go to Europe and compete. So
yeah,
you almost don't get the same
yeah,
type of like praise if you beat them there.
yeah,
But the other thing is like I look at like Nathan. Nathan's won like 16 pro shows, but they're like mostly in Europe.
yeah, yeah.
So
Of course.
people
So
don't,
people, yeah, people always kind of forget about him, type of thing.
right.
Yeah, I
That's
understand.
so you gotta, it's like it's still a thing. Like you gotta go to the US and prove
Yeah,
yourself. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like you'll have people that will win two or three shows in classic, and
Yeah.
they're all in Europe, and then
Right.
they'll be in a fourth or fifth call out of the Olympia,
Right.
just because the lineup and the standard wasn't the same as it is here.
Well,
You know?
well, the other thing too is there's so many isn't there so many classic pro
Yeah,
shows?
yeah. There's a lot. Yeah,
What
a
do you
lot.
think about? Okay, I'm not going to keep you too long because now we're really running long. But I want to
Yeah.
ask you this: how do you feel about the new point system?
I'm still going to be the Olympia next year. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
you're going to be for sure. Yeah, you're going to be. But I'm
They
saying like,
they can make it however they want to. Like
yeah,
I'm so competitive. You know, whatever kind of structure they want. I know some guys were panicking, and you're going to see it more and more. You're going to see people scrambling to do shows when it's quiet. You're
yeah,
going to see them go to like countries where there's three pros in a lineup because
yeah,
who's going to go travel that far type of thing, you know? And
yeah,
it's like, for me, I've always wanted to chase whatever the most sort of, where the biggest competition is, right? Like,
yeah,
so for me, and it's the Olympia. I don't want to get to the Olympia having beaten nobody,
right,
and you know I'm probably not going to get looked at, and I also have no idea where I stand. Like I knew, like I said, after Toronto beating some guys that had already been to the Olympia, I knew that I belonged there, type of thing.
right,
But this year, it's like having already beat a top 10 guy, I know what I'm capable of.
yeah. So I asked you that question already, kind of knowing that you're going to be there.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm asking you is, do you think they should make it even stricter?
Um, I
You,
don't, I'm
you,
not sure. Like,
because you're still going to have like 40
yeah,
guys at the Olympia.
yeah, I can see them doing that. I think they, I honestly think it's probably smart the way they're doing it. Like, if they do this for a couple of years and they, you know, gradually
Bring it
over
down further.
time,
Yeah.
because I think if you go from like 60 to, you know,
15.
20,
Yeah.
15, it's pretty brutal, right? And you know, it's definitely hard. Like for me, something I remember my girlfriend saying was like, funny enough, because you know she's only been into bodybuilding for a couple of years, but she said like watching the classic was quite cool when they called the names out and there's 60 guys on stage because it was all these guys and then they're calling out these few people and you kind of understand how deep
How great
the
you are. Yeah.
Olympia is, right? Because like for casual viewers, like when you watch that open and there's only like 16, 20, they might not understand that those 20 are quite literally the best 20 on the planet. But
Right.
when you can see a huge amount of guys and you understand that they're all champions and are only calling out like Chris, Mike, we're not like, you're like, holy shit, they're looking at all these guys and they're picking these ones. So
Right.
that's probably my only thing where I'm like, you know, maybe having more guys, not 60, but, you know,
Yeah.
maybe like 30 or something is beneficial. But I think it's the right move when it starts to get to a point where like I mean, backstage was crazy, man. Like
Yeah.
it was
I mean, look, that's the first time I've ever heard that perspective.
mm,
That's actually pretty cool because you're
yeah,
right. If you got 60 guys standing there and five get called out,
yeah,
you're like, holy shit, those
yeah,
five are, you know. So I guess I never even looked at it that way. But the flip side of it is, to me, it's the cream of the crop.
yeah. And as well, those how long are those casual fans going to stick around, right? Because
Yeah.
60 individual posing rounds
They're not
is
watching that shit. Listen, the casual fan will stick around if we can make it breezy. All right.
exactly, yeah.
Like
So I,
like we have Detroit, dude.
yeah,
Detroit has classic and open men's bodybuilding. That's it. We don't have any other classes. The show's over in an hour.
yeah, yeah. Like
Every
whenever I watch shows like that, it's like, you know, sometimes I'll end up going for a walk or something because it's like, damn, man, like I know that the call outs aren't going to be for another 40 minutes. So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, there's only a few people I want to see.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I may as well wait till then type of thing. But yeah, I watched Detroit and that's something where it's like, it felt more like watching another sport. And I mean that in a
Yeah.
good way, you know,
Yeah, I
where
know
like
what you
you're not
mean.
just kind of you watch it at first and you're like hyped to watch the show because it starts, and then it's been 3 hours. And you're like, holy shit, man! Like,
All right, I'm going to let you go, but before I go,
yeah.
okay, you expect first call out. Do you have a name in mind of who you want to stand next to?
Specifically, I'm gonna say Michael DeBull and Josema
Okay.
because I feel like that added the size. That was the thing that was missing for me
Do you think
last time.
do you think Josema's condition is pulling him ahead?
I think more so last year, from what I'm seeing this year, he looks more complete.
Okay.
Like he had a few things that were, I think just from sucking down, to the
Yeah.
weight cut, but he seems to have mastered it. Michael is literally one of the most consistent conditioned guys in the world, like of every division.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are big names to compete with. So that would put you like top six, top five, probably if you were able to get.
yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, I won't
That's
say.
crazy. At 27 years old, that's crazy. All right, listen, I'm gonna let you go. I could talk to you longer, dude. You're very fun to talk to. We should come back and do this again
100%, man. Thank
when
you for your time, bro.
when you're eating some food and you're more
Yeah,
comfortable.
thank you,
Um,
man.
good luck at the show this weekend, dude. I hope it goes awesome. Is there anybody you want to thank or anything before we go?
Just my coach, my girlfriend, my family, all the followers, and my sponsors. Like this, I'm living a dream because of everyone. So
Yeah,
it's, I never take it for granted.
awesome, man. Okay, brother, we're gonna wrap it there, and I wish you the best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, man.
Okay, brother. Bye bye.
Take care.